go!
Hey Mike, today is Wednesday, May 21st. Someone started a loud car. Before I go into my challenge, I'd like to talk about your challenge. I was incredibly impressed by the things that I saw, especially the plagiarized things. I was especially impressed by that. I've always been of the opinion that if the government started acting up, the people could just revolt. I know it's not really as simple as that. I mean, a lot of people would die and it would be really terrible. Loud cars, loud cars, loud cars. But the government controls the people because the people give the government the authority to control them. I was amazed to see the way these people died for democracy. I can only hope that if it came down to it, the people of America would be willing to do the same thing. Anyway, in lighter news, I've been thinking about a couple of things that I've always thought were really whack. Like, you know, tabletop games that use little figures you have to paint and you roll dice. A lot of things came to mind, and so I'm going to do something that a lot of people I know do, and I've always thought was really stupid. I'm going to the club! There's this club one city over that everyone goes to on Wednesday nights because Wednesday is the night where they play emo and indie rock music. I sincerely doubt there will be any indie rock music at this event, but I'm going to go anyway. I call this episode Contempt Prior to Examination. P.S. I just heard that they might not let me have a camera inside of this place, and so I'm going to see what I can do. Okay, go. I always do this. I always show up extra early for something, and then have plenty of time before anything happens, and so I have to amuse myself by going somewhere and reading. I'm going to go read inside of a coffee shop. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to doing this. Remember that one time we were gonna go to the club, but on the way there we listened to Casio Tone for the Painfully Alone, the saddest band there is, in the car on the way there, and by the time we arrived we were too depressed to even go in. This is not my place. These are not my people. It's past my bedtime. Here we are in the coffee shop. The girl on the left with the tattoos is Tara. The following footage was taken with her camera. This is the club. It turns out, instead of emo and indie night, it was abrasive electronic music night. I promised going into this assignment that for the sake of the mission, I would put my cynicism aside and make an earnest attempt to have a good time. Still, I approached it like an anthropologist. Sadly, all the footage looks like this. It occurred to me that I was at a dance party on a Wednesday night. I was amused by this because the camp where I'm a counselor every year hosts an 80s-themed dance for the junior high schoolers on Wednesday nights. I couldn't help but draw parallels between the two events. Instantly, I realized that, like at camp, everyone was years younger than me. For the most part, the girls were out on the floor dancing with other girls, while the guys sat on the sidelines watching with the eyes of hungry dogs. And like at both dances, everyone was dressed in their skewed understanding of 80s fashion. This is me drinking a beverage called a Jaeger bomb. I've always thought the idea of mixing an energy drink with alcohol was asinine, but the drink's really popular. I chose it for exactly this reason. It cost $9 and tasted like a household cleanser.
This is Andrew dancing at a club with a drink in his hand.
Well, now it's Friday, and it's been a few days since I went out to the club. It's given me some time to reflect. But before I do, I want to say a little something about something I read in a book just recently. There's a bit in this book about how each of us has this rap, this list of pet peeves that we just can't stand, and are glad to just spout off endlessly about them at any opportunity, to any person. The problem with these raps and pet peeves is because we hate them with such venom that we're going off about them at all times. And we've probably gone off to them to our best friends about a dozen more times than they care to hear. The book suggests you should figure out what your rap is, and give it a break. It turns out that my rap is to show disdain for the things that people think are cool. And so maybe that's why I thought this assignment was so inspired. Give me an opportunity to do something that I really think is lame, and to try it out. It's like Anton Ego says in the movie Ratatouille. In many ways, the work of a critic is easy. We risk very little, yet we enjoy a position over those who offer their work and themselves up for our enjoyment. We thrive on negative criticism, but the bitter truth we critics must face is that in the grand scheme of things, the average piece of junk is more meaningful than our criticism designating it so. But there are times when a critic really risks something, and that is in the discovery and the defense of something new. Now I understand going to the club isn't something new, but it was new to me. And I went into it expecting not to like it and expecting to post a real scathing review about it. But I had a good time. Mostly thanks to my friends who went with me, and thanks to the DJ who played a lot of Daft Punk. And so because of this, I suggest that in the future, this challenge,
take something that people do for fun that you think is stupid and do it and see if it's fun,
becomes a regular feature here on this vlog project that still has no name. P.S. We should work on a name for this thing. I think it's something that we should do often. As a matter of fact, we should do it whenever the opportunity presents itself to do something that we've always thought was stupid. And then we should report on it, and see whether or not it was stupid, and be honest. And so Mike, this is your homework.
take something that people do for fun that you think is stupid and do it and see if it's fun.
Andrew in California, signing off.